Good morning and welcome to Crow Inclined, here today with a daily energetic dose of good juju, hopefully. I kind of feel like I need some good juju today. Anyway, I have the Dreamweaver's Oracle, and today we have what the sunbeams have to show. Okay, so this card really talks about kind of the flicker of an important idea. Okay, you may be rolling along on a project and all of a sudden you have this sort of epiphany of, oh my gosh, that would be a great idea, right? Just a little flicker. Okay, this card kind of describes it as a gentle illumination, on what something that you need to see in order to progress. Okay. I feel like they're more like those aha moments. They're the ones that sort of come in and we're like, oh my gosh, well, that's a great idea. And then we take action, right? Because sometimes when the sunbeams flicker on these brilliant little ideas, they fade quickly, right? So we need to move on them in a more determined fashion. Okay. So this card is basically saying that there's something flickering in your awareness now. Okay. You've got some sort of idea or thought or intuitive tingling that is calling for your attention. Okay. Don't discard it or deny it. Don't think it's silly or dumb or whatever. Like, pay attention to it, okay? This is a spark of This is a spark of inspiration, okay? And you're being asked to follow it. Follow, follow, follow. So sunbeams show us what the next steps are, right? But they don't ever really kind of reveal the entire staircase of the steps that you need to take to get where you're going. They kind of reveal things one step at a time. So when you have that flickering awareness of something that you need to do it. Trust and follow the light of the sunbeams and trust in the divine and know that it's going to take you where you need to be for your highest good and for the highest good of all. All right? This is your flickering of awareness. This is your spark of inspiration. Now it's up to you to follow it through. All right. Let's unpack this. All right. Since we're doing spark, I've got the wandering star, the spark of the sunbeams to show you the way. I mean, really, it's kind of a fun energy with this today. I really like it. I love having those aha inspirational moments, right? And sometimes they come in and they flicker and we think of them. We're like, oh my God, that's right. I forgot about that. I need to do it. And then we forget about it and then it doesn't happen. And then, a week later or a month later, we have the same thing. And so if it's something that's repetitive and keeps coming in and then we sort of don't take action on it, and then it comes in again, it might be something to be more aware of, right? Sunbeams flickering in your awareness. Anyway, get me shuffled up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting my channel. I so appreciate all the likes, subscribes, shares. All of my information is in the drop-down box. I am honored to be able to do this for you. I do a couple of them every day. Just for you. Take it if it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, don't make it fit, okay? It might just be for somebody else that you know. Feel free to share. Okay. Yeah. All right. You've got a decision to make about maybe whether or not to pursue whatever this is, right? But if it keeps coming in, it keeps flickering into your consciousness, it might be something to take a closer look at. You are in your Empress. There's something about this idea that keeps flickering in. And pay attention because it's almost like when it comes in and you're like, whoa, that's so cool, that you all of a sudden are the Empress, right? Like it makes you feel like the Empress when you think about it, when the sunbeams illuminate that next step. Okay, yeah. Change, decisions, and actions. The Ace of Swords. This is huge clarity and truth. Excuse me. Okay, so when we go ahead and we make the decision to move forward on whatever the sunbeams are flickering their little light on, right, into your awareness, we have this huge. The Ace of Swords is clarity, truth. Okay, the sword of truth is piercing into the material world. So it in essence is saying, yeah, it's time to take action on that, right? Success, change, decision, and action. There will be a clear path to the next step. As the Sunbeam card tells us, it illuminates one step at a time. Once we take this next step in our journey, more will be revealed, okay? I feel like we had a reading like this not terribly long ago. All right, what about this Two of Swords? Why are you not making this decision? Why are you sitting on it? And it could be as, oh, well, that just flipped right over, but this is the Six of Wands, so this is recognition. It's like once you take steps towards this, you are going to have this victory, glory, recognition. You're going to be proud of yourself that you did. So why are you holding back? You know, and sometimes, you know, I have crazy ideas all the time, and I love them all. But when I have a really, really good one, I may not be in the place to take direct action on it. And so I try to remind myself of what it is and tackle it later when I have time. And then I forget about it, right? So this could be as simple as, oh my gosh, I have to remember to do something about, I have to remember to write it down. I have to da-da-da-da-da. So once we do, once we can get out of that energy and actually take a step towards it, you're going to feel so good about yourself. Not only are you, other people going to be looking at you like, wow, look at what they just did. You're also going to be feeling super, super good, right? Because whatever this idea, when it pops in your head, makes you feel like the Empress. All right? It puts you in this space of abundance. Everything works together in harmony, okay? I feel like whatever this is it, obviously, with the cards coming out the way they are, is really going to be good for you. Maybe there's a lesson in all of this, okay? And just taking the steps one at a time. That's what the Sunbeam does. It exposes the steps one at a time, unfolds as we move forward. All right. This Empress, this is your energy. What else do we have for your energy? Okay. All right, so yeah, I get it. I get it. You know, it's quite possible. This is the card of sorrow and grief and heartbreak. You know, maybe there have been things, that have been illuminated in your past before, and you've taken steps on them thinking they were going to be these amazing things, and they didn't work out. For whatever reason, they didn't work out, okay? And so you're kind of in this energy as well. That's what, okay. Yeah. Oh my God, I feel so good when I think about doing this. Oh, but I've done things like this before and they didn't work out. This is why you're struggling to make the decision to move forward with something, okay? With this little flickering of awareness around an idea, a next step. There we go. But if you take the step, you're going to have victory and triumph. Okay? All right, this is pretty cut and dry today. I get it. There is frustration because things haven't worked out in the past. okay? You were following the signs, you were taking the steps, but something didn't work out right, okay? But you cannot base your steps forward now on things that failed in the past, because you're a completely different person, okay? When we have failures in our life, we learn from them and we understand, or we should be understanding why they didn't work out and what the lesson in them was, okay? There's a lesson in everything, okay? Yeah. Yeah, this is a karmic lesson. We have judgment. This is acceptance, awakening, and assessment. So yeah, you are definitely assessing the situation. You know, there's such polarity in the emotions that you're having with the next steps that you need to take, right? The next steps that the sunbeams are showing us. You're in assessment. We can't go back and change the things in the past that didn't work. We can learn from them, okay? And we can move forward in them. And we can be in victory, okay? Got to take that step, though. I mean, if we don't take the step, you guys, towards whatever that is, however it's unfolding in front of us, if we don't take that step, then we can't really blame anybody or the situation for not happening or for not working out for us if we're not taking action, okay? Inspired action. All right, let's go ahead, yeah. Let's get one more for the Six of Wands, because that is a beautiful card of victory and triumph, okay? That is what you want. You want to be successful in this, okay? And the Six of Wands is about recognition, not just for yourself, but from other people, from your community. Okay, there's really like 0 cards coming out. Okay. I think, whoop. All right, as soon as I said that, that guy jumped out. Yeah, so it's kind of a trapped feeling, right? It's a feeling of frustration. It does really feel like you want to take the steps on this, but you're afraid it's not going to work out. Okay, but that is you in your head. So you're actually giving this whole thing an outcome before you even take the steps. And when we don't take the steps, nothing's going to happen. And if nothing happens, then it doesn't happen in the way we want it to. And if it doesn't happen in the way we want it to, we become frustrated. Okay. All right. Let's get one more. Let's get one more. And then I got to take my dog out. He's got to go potty. And I got to put his shoes on because he's got some weird, horrible feet right now. It's so sad. Poor guy. All right. One more. Come on, one. Ooh. Whoa. Okay. I don't know if I want to take all those. Come on. It's too many. I'm sorry. You know me. I don't want 5 cards. I want like 1. I would take 2. That was a pile of cards. No, I think we're done. I think that was it. Nope, that one just flew off to the side. All right. 4 of Pentacles. Stability. This is your stability, your security, savings, foundation. This is holding on. So yeah. So you may be in a situation now of really like having to budget and hang on and all of those things, until your financial abundance starts moving in for you. Okay, this is really kind of a card of holding on. So it feels like with this kind of being thrown out at the end, that this next step is actually going to help you move out of this sort of holding pattern with your finances and your material world, with your foundation and your stability. Okay, so take the step. Take the step. The sunbeam keeps flickering illumination on whatever the next step is. Okay, take the next step. because you owe it to yourself, and it's really going to be wonderful. It's going to change your world. It's going to shift your energy. It's going to turn you into a believer again if you are in doubt. Okay? That is your reading for today. Thank you so much for being here. If I can, why is that not focusing? Once again, thank you so much for being here. Like, subscribe, share, and I will see you soon. Bye.